Hi everyone. So we are going to explore the scientific method. This is your first assignment. Now, we looked at scientific method and how it is used to solve problems. You are going to explore the factors which affect ice melting. So here I have your worksheet. You're going to follow your worksheet. We have an introduction which you are going to read. It tells you about melting, right? And what happens during melting. You are going to apply the scientific method to investigate the factors that affect melting. But before you start, you're going to research and try to fill in this section. Look at the research question, see how well you can answer this question. Then it's time to start planning. First part is a plan and design. You're going to come up with your hypothesis using the if-then format. Remember, it is if followed by the independent variable, then followed by the dependent variable. Think about the variables, then apply them. Next, you're going to have your aim. What is it that you're setting out to do? Your aim must be related to your hypothesis. After that, you're listing all the materials and apparatus that you're going to use, followed by your procedure, which is a present command tense. So put the verbs first. It's instructional. Fill a beaker. Pour 50 cm cubes in a test tube. Record your results. Next, you're going to identify your variables. What's the independent variable? What's responding, your dependent variable? What are you keeping constant throughout? What are your control variables? Then you are going to list your expected results. Your expected results pretty much is linked to your procedure. It's going to tell you what the experimenter should expect after conducting the steps in your procedure. What is the experimenter looking out for? This now is the evidence to say, yes, my hypothesis is correct. So if my hypothesis is correct, then this is what you should look out for. Or if you observe this, then the hypothesis is correct. Next, a precaution. We're doing labs, we are using different equipment, different materials. What kind of precaution should be taken? Is it a safety precaution? Should I be wearing protective clothing when doing this form of lab? Think about the lab that you are doing in particular and find a precaution that is needed when conducting the lab. So now that you have designed it, it is on to part 2, the lab report, because you're actually going to test your own design. What do I mean? Carry out the experiment that you planned. So first thing is that you're going to carry out the experiment, then you're going to report about it. So your procedure is going to be written in past tense. Do not change anything at this point. The same procedure that you had up here, that's the one that you must follow, and then just write it in past tense here. Your results, you may tabulate your results if you're dealing with measurements, or you can write what you observed after following your procedure. Then you're going to discuss your findings. What is it that you can say about the factors that affected your ice melting, the one that you explored? What can you say about it? Then you're going to reflect. What have you learned from the experiment? Did your experiment go as planned? If not, state what the issue was. If you had to make changes during the experiment, then say what it is that you changed and why. do not change your procedure at the top here, because you are to test your procedure to see if it works before you change it. If there are any changes, do it in your reflection. Then you can conclude, answer your aim. Lastly, you're going to be required to make a recording. If you're camera shy, simply just take some pictures and make a picture collage or a slideshow with the pictures that you have used. If you still want to do the video, you do not need to show your face, but you can show us what is it that you did while conducting the experiment. All right, and that's it. You are investigating melting of ice at home. Have fun.